Good evening, I'm Courtney Case, and we're live from Atlanta for the Georgia Lottery Cash 4 and Fantasy 5 drawings audited by KPMG. Let's draw tonight's Cash 4 winning numbers. Our first Cash 4 number is 7. Next we have 6, followed by 2. And our final Cash 4 number of the evening is 5. If you have 7, 6, 2, 5 in any winning combination, congratulations to you. Hey Georgia, what's your fantasy? Find out how to make your Fantasy 5 dreams come true. Go to fantasy5promotion.com for all the details. Now let's draw tonight's Fantasy 5 numbers. Our first number is 25. Next we have 12, 38, 37, and finally 20. Again, those Fantasy 5 numbers are 25, 12, 38.
Coverage straight from the heart. This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News at 11.
It's really slushy everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. Yes, it's nasty. I don't want to go over the bridge.
Hours after the first snowflakes began to fall in central Georgia, many of you who were excited are now concerned as you face the task of driving on the wet and slick roads to get to work tomorrow. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carly Flynn Morgan. This is Eyewitness News at 11. We're tracking the winter weather, and tonight we have team coverage. We begin with meteorologist Drew McCombs in the Weather Center with more on what you can expect for the morning. Drew.
Thanks a lot, Carly. Well, first of all, we'll take a look at what we have left over for tonight. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar. First of all, the winter weather advisory and the winter storm warning that was in effect for our areas for a good portion of this evening, those have now been canceled. So we have no more of that going on. And you can see the snow showers have pretty much exited the area, maybe a few flurries towards the north, but no more accumulating snow is expected. We saw some totals up to around 4 to 6 inches in Monroe County. Looked like Monroe County probably got some of the most snow of any of us. 3 inches up in Jones County, 2 in Putnam, 2 in Taylor. Saw maybe an inch to 2 inches in Bibb County, and Traces down towards the south. So it was a pretty decent snow event over a good portion of our area. And what we're going to be expecting as we move into tonight is some very cold temperatures, and lows should get down to around 26 degrees. So as we have mentioned, this is where things are going to get kind of dicey out there, because whether or not the snow actually accumulated on the road surfaces, we're going to have plenty of moisture there, maybe a little bit of slush. And so once we get below freezing, we're going to have the chance of the road starting to get kind of icy out there, and especially bridges and overpasses are going to have the chance of that. So definitely want to advise everyone, if you're heading out tonight, to just try to just stay inside. If you can possibly stay off the roads tonight, you need to do that, especially after midnight when temperatures really should start to get close to freezing and below freezing, and into tomorrow morning as well. If you are having to still head off to school, I know we got a lot of closings, but if you are having to do that or go to work, try to be as careful as possible. Try to postpone going in if you can, because we're expecting to stay below freezing through a good portion of the morning, and so there still could be some slick spots. We need everybody to be careful and take those precautions, but we do have some better weather on the way. There's a lot of sunshine coming up, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Carly.
All right, thanks. We'll check back with you a little bit later. We continue our winter weather team coverage with Chris Porter. Chris is doing double duty tonight. Chris, you spent a lot of time out on the roads. How are things looking out there?
Well, Carter, the roads were definitely wet and slick, and I saw a lot of slush on the highways. In fact, when I got out of the car, I had to take my time walking because the surface was just too slippery. The good news is I didn't see many of you out on the roads tonight, but I caught up with one Central Georgia woman who says she's concerned about her Monday morning commute. This is what Joyce Scott saw when she left work Sunday afternoon. Snow flurries falling as far as the eye could see.
Thought it was pretty darn awesome.
Scott says she got so excited, she picked up the phone and called her brother in Chicago.
He did not believe we had snow finally here at Macon again. It's so rare. I had to pass the phone on to my dad to make sure.
But when night fell, Scott's excitement turned to concern.
It's really slushy everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. Yes, it's nasty.
Joyce works the first shift here at the BP and has to report to work at 5:30 in the morning. She says it will be dark and she's got a lot of concerns.
Ice and coming over the bridge. Ooh, I don't want to go over the bridge.
So since the roads and bridges are sure to be wet and slick, Joyce says she's got a plan.
I'm going to leave a little bit early to make sure I get here all right, because I do not want to be in a wreck.
Joyce also has some advice for those of you who might be making the early morning commute as well.
They need to slow down because people like me don't want to get hurt. That's my worst fear, is dying in a car.
Now, if you have to get on the highways during the winter weather, here are a few things to remember. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety says don't panic if you find yourself losing control of your car. Take your foot off the gas and don't slam on the brakes. Tip number 2, if you start to spin, you are at the mercy of the ice. State Patrol troopers say you should countersteer in the direction of the spin until the car comes to a stop. And last but not least, slow down, buckle up, and drive sober. Carly?
All right, thanks, Chris. Captain Billy Mitchell checked in with us a short time ago. He says there is lots of ice near Gerald Plantation Road and Round Oak Juliet Road in Jones County. With temps expected to drop and roads getting icy, the Monroe Sheriff's Department also encourages folks to stay off the roads. Monroe County saw up to 4 inches of snow in some areas. Sergeant Tommy Herndon says the department worked several accidents today. Herndon says drivers should watch out for slippery side roads. He says the department had to shut down Highway 87 north towards Monticello. If you're traveling this evening, we want to remind you to be careful and watch out for downed power lines also. Trina Moore with the Macon 911 Emergency Center says a tree and power lines are down on Marshall Drive near Old Lundy Road and Winchester Circle, and they're still waiting for that to be cleared up. The wintry weather closed down some schools. Bibb, Bleckley, Dodge, Jones, Lawrence, Monroe, Taylor, Twiggs, and Wheeler County schools are all closed. Some private schools have closed also. Monroe Academy, Mount DeSales, Stratford Academy, Tatnall Square Academy, and Windsor Academy are all closed. On Eyewitness News at 6, we reported that Crawford County schools would be closed, but according to Superintendent John Douglas, as of right now, Crawford County schools will be open. For a complete list of all school and business closings, check our website at 13WMAZ.com. Employees at Robins Air Force Base can report up to 2 hours late tomorrow, according to base spokesman Sergeant Van Miller. That applies to both military and civilian workers. Mission essential employees should contact their supervisors for additional instructions. Jones County Government Center employees can report to work at 10, according to Assistant County Clerk Connie Mize. And employees of the city of Macon and Bibb County can sleep in a little late Monday morning. They're both being asked to report to work by 10:30 a.m. That's according to news releases from mayoral spokesman Andrew Blaskovich and Sheila Thurmond, clerk to the Bibb County Board of Commissioners. Heavy rains and snow caused flooding at the Riverwalk today. The murky waters rushed up the sidewalks and blocked driveways. Tree limbs and other debris traveled down the river also. Although the snow can be dangerous, that can also be beautiful. It looked like a winter wonderland in parts of central Georgia today. Kids enjoyed the weather they didn't expect to see in the south. Snow covered the ground and flurries fell from the sky all throughout the day. One parent says watching her son experience the fluffy stuff on the ground in her own backyard is worth braving the cold.
I mean, we've talked about taking him places to see the snow, and for us to have it here just makes it better for him.
Many of you have sent us your snow pictures. Have a look at a couple of them. Denise Martinez sent this picture. We have it. There we go. This picture today during the snow. It's from the balcony at Lexington Place Apartments on Gun Road in Centerville, Georgia. And Jenny Robert Gordon sent this picture. Do we have another picture? Okay, we don't have that one. Well, you can share your photos and your pictures too. Add them to the galleries on 13WMAZ.com. Snowflakes drizzled around Atlanta this afternoon as well. You can see the snow clouds hanging over the Atlanta airport. Weather watchers say snow started falling early this morning at the airport, but it turned to sleet and rain mixture by noon. And the same snow system blanketed much of Alabama. The National Weather Service says snow piled up to about 5 inches in some parts of the state. Cold, blustery winds whipped the Gulf Coast. North Georgia, the Carolinas, and states up towards New England are under a winter storm warning. President Barack Obama says he'll send more U.S. troops to Afghanistan. Coming up next, meet one Central Georgia commander who's leaving soon and find out how his family plans to deal with his deployment.
In today's economic climate, you might think it's impossible to get credit to buy a car. We have news for you. In fact, financing is available, and there's never been a better time to buy a car or truck. Your local dealer has access to multiple sources of credit and will work with you to find financing that meets your needs. Take advantage of great incentives, rebates, and low interest rates. Vehicle quality and fuel efficiency are the highest ever. Now is the time to buy.
Enjoy tax time savings at Purser Truck Sales, 4508 Houston Avenue, Macon.
A Start Heart Walk is coming to your area. Bring your family, bring your friends. Start something in your community and help save the lives of others. Join the movement and help fund research to fight heart disease and stroke. Start walking. Start something. Call 1-800-AHA-USA1 to find a Start Heart Walk near you or log on to heart.org/heartwalk to register.
Start walking. Join the Houston County Start Heart Walk April 16th at 6 p.m. at the Museum of Aviation.
Let 13 WMAZ and the Georgia Lottery highlight your school for the outstanding things you do. Introducing Schools That Shine, a program designed to highlight your school for excellence, innovation, and creativity. Nominate your school today. If selected, your school will be profiled for a month in a special announcement on 13 WMAZ. The Georgia Lottery invites you to learn more about Schools That Shine under the Community tab on 13WMAZ.com.
There's an easy way to shop smart and support local businesses, and it's on the community page of 13WMAZ.com. Your favorite restaurants, shops, and services, plus exciting new finds, are at one convenient address, shopcentralgeorgia.com. Click for gift ideas, specials, and instant savings in your neighborhood. Shop Central Georgia is one-stop shopping for your family, your style, your home, and your appetite.
Sponsored by Baby Country, Kroger Shopping Center on Russell Parkway, Warner Robins.
Welcome back. Soldiers with the National Guard based in Macon are headed for Afghanistan next month. The 48th Brigade will leave their families for close to a year. We talked with the husband and wife who say they work hard to keep their military family together during wartime.
It's forever challenging and an honor to serve our country that way, to be the spouse of a soldier, especially a soldier who oversees so many in their futures.
Dinah Durham knows the life of a soldier's family. She's lived it for 21 years, moving to different states along the way. Her husband Lee is now a commander for the 48th Infantry Brigade.
It's what everybody who takes command dreams of doing. I mean, that's what we get in for. The chance to build a team and go out and do something to make part of history. I mean, that's what it's all about, is serving our country, doing our duty.
Commander Durham recently spent 21 days away from his wife and 2 kids while training at Fort Polk, Louisiana. Now he spends his weekdays in Fort Stewart, but he comes home on the weekends.
It's really like being back on active duty. The soldiers get to spend time with their families on the weekends, and then they will be at a training facility during the week. So it's a good program for them. It's not like last time where they were gone for a whole 6 months.
While he's still here on weekends, his family says they'll soak up time with Dad as much as possible. His daughter enjoys the simple times.
Watch movies and play board games.
Dinah says she's proud of her military family and used to the lifestyle and wishes more people could understand.
But it's really about the soldier and the individual and remembering that they have families, and those families have day in and day out issues like everybody else does, and just remembering that compassion when you come across one.
Commander Durham says the 48th is scheduled to deploy around the 20th of April. This week, the 148th Brigade Support Battalion of the 48th will head to Fort Gordon in Augusta to continue their training. They're based in Forsyth. When a product doesn't work the way it should, the government issues a recall to protect you and your family. In this week's recall wrap-up, we'll tell you about some items the Consumer Product Safety Commission says you should watch out for. Bowtech Archery is recalling 8,000 compound bows because the end of the bow's limbs can unexpectedly break during use and send fragments of the bow at the user or bystanders. 11 injuries have been reported. Authorized Bowtech dealers nationwide sold the bows from September 2007 through July 2008 for about $800. If you need some more information, you can call 1-888-689-1289. The Disney Store is recalling 20,000 Playhouse Disney Handy Manny toy tool sets because the tools contain eyes that can separate, posing a choking hazard to young kids. No injuries have been reported. The Disney Store sold the toys nationwide from October 2007 through January 2009 for about $15. If you need more information, please call 1-866-902-2798. LG is recalling 30,000 Spider cell phones because they can have difficulty keeping a connection or have poor voice quality on calls to emergency 911. No injuries have been reported. Various cell phone dealers sold the phones starting in September 2008 through November 2008 for about $200. Call 1-800-793-8896 if you have any questions. That's it for this week's Recall Wrap-Up. For more information on recalled products, you can visit our website at 13WMAZ.com. Now here's Drew.
Thanks a lot, Carly. We're going to be watching the temperatures overnight because that's going to see whether or not we end up having some ice on the roadways. Take a look at the current temperatures, and they are sitting in the 30s. Upper 30s in Macon, 36 in Warner Robins. Looks a little bit encouraging, but still have the chance to see those temperatures drop into the 20s overnight. And if they do that, it looks like we could see some patches of ice forming, maybe even some black ice that's hard to see. So we need everybody to be careful, try to stay off the roads as much as possible. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the full forecast after the break.
The Ford Quality Drive is here, and when people find quality they believe in, they like to talk about it.
I'm actually really excited with this car. I love it. The mileage was like one of the most amazing things. I'm very impressed by the quality of my Fusion.
My Focus is sporty and sleek. Call Donia. I love Ford Safe technology.
It's all hands-free.
I'm very satisfied with the quality of my Focus.
Get no charge sync plus 0 for 72 months or $3,500 cash back on Fusion. Visit your local Ford dealer today and drive one.
She's really special. She's the best teacher in the world. I love my teacher.
If you think your teacher is tops, let us know. Just send a one-page letter to 13 WMAZ, 1314 Gray Highway, Macon, Georgia, 31211. If your letter is chosen, one of our junior journalists could visit your school.
You're this week's My Teacher's Tops winner.
Oh, great! Oh my gosh!
My Teacher is Tops, sponsored by Raphael Tire Master, Macon and Warner Robins, and Johnny G's Fun Center, Warner Robins.
Yesterday, you showed me what it was like to touch the sky. And as I grew older, you even taught me how to dance. You'll be so proud of me as you give me away, but you won't be there. You'll never be there.
Daddy, was it worth it?
Millions of alcoholics have stopped drinking. You can too.
You don't have to be technically minded to get ready for digital TV. Most antenna TV viewers know we can upgrade our TVs with a low-cost digital converter box like this. But here's advice about the right antenna. Digital technology can now broadcast more channels for free, even free HD channels. Be sure you have the best VHF UHF antenna to ensure you get all the free channels out there. For help, visit antennaweb.org. Make sure your antenna TV is DTV with the right antenna.
Welcome back. Here's a look at some of your lottery numbers. Your evening cash 3608 and your evening cash 47625, fantasy 5 25 12 38 37 and 20. I just cannot believe all the snow. It is just crazy when you go out there and see how much it's accumulated.
Yeah, it really did. Turned out the forecast went pretty well. Actually got a little bit more than forecast in some places, especially up in Monroe County. Looked like it got maybe the most snow out of our viewing area. And around here and around the station, got just about an inch.
It's fun to look at every once in a while.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to look at. Things have to kind of turn more serious for tonight, though, because of
it can be dangerous, too.
Yeah, the road situation, and we're going to kind of hit that hard. Let's take a look at the forecast first, tonight forecast. So the low temperature, expecting to get around 26 degrees. Now, there's going to be some limiting factors on that. The winds are going to be going pretty good all night long. So if you got heavy winds, that'll usually keep the temperatures from dropping. And we do have some clouds still around, but when the clouds move out, and they're going to be on their way out, we'll start to see some clearing over the next couple hours. Once that happens, that will allow the temperatures to drop a little bit easier. And so still expecting to definitely get below freezing tonight, and we'll see if we can get to around 26 degrees. So if that does occur, and it looks like mainly after midnight will be the threat of seeing temperatures drop below freezing. Then we could see some slick roads, mainly bridges and overpasses. Could see some black ice, which is basically just going to be where you can't even see where it is, and you won't know until you start sliding around. So the best recommendation is to stay off the roads tonight, and unless you absolutely have to get on them, if you do, be very, very careful. And also for tomorrow morning, I know we got plenty of cancellations and closings of schools, but if you do have to get out there, just please be very, very, very careful, because it could get slick in spots. Now, taking a look at the next 3 days, of course, it's going to take us a while to warm up. That's part of the reason why still a chance of some slick roads tomorrow morning, because we're only seeing highs in the upper 40s. It's going to be very windy as well, and we'll see some sunshine, but a chilly day. By Tuesday, a bit better, 54 degrees, and by Wednesday, 62. So it looks a good bit better, and we'll keep warming throughout the week. Here's your satellite and radar past 12 hours, showing you all the snow that came through. Had some heavy bands here and there, and like I said, it looked like some of the heavier accumulations were up into Monroe County. We also got 2 and 3 inch accumulations kind of in just the northern tier of our area, and over towards the west as well. I think Taylor County got places around 2 inches. Down towards the south, just a few traces, maybe a dusting, but not nearly as much as kind of the northern third of the area ended up seeing. Weather alerts right now. Now, this is actually not in effect anymore. It hasn't dropped off of the weather computer, but we do not any longer have either a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory in effect for anywhere. So those are all gone, and we will be, we're done with the snow pretty much at this point. You can see that back off towards the west. We're starting to see the clearing. So once again, like I said before, if we can get the clearing here, that will allow the temperatures to drop a little bit quicker, which is not a good thing, because that could mess up the roads for us. High pressure will build in, though, after this. And so we will see the clearing skies, and we'll have some very calm weather to come. That's the good thing to look forward to. It is going to be very windy tonight, though, too. And so another travel hazard, because if you do get out there, you might get knocked around a little bit. It is only around 10 miles per hour in Macon right now, but there have been some gusts a little bit higher than that. Future view is very calm, moves things out of here, and we just see sunshine, not much to show you on that. Temperatures 39 in Macon, 37 for Forsyth. At least right now we're sitting above freezing across the area and across most of the state. Probably not going to stay that way, though, expecting to get down to around 26 degrees and slick roads around morning drive, 26 degrees around 7 a.m. Still probably going to see some ice around 9 a.m., 31 degrees still. By noon, I think we're up to 42, though. So early part of the morning, you want to be very, very careful. Tomorrow's forecast, get up to 49 degrees, and then you can see all the sunshine we get for the rest of the next week, eventually seeing highs into the 70s. Feeling more like spring, which the official meteorological start of spring was today, which is kind of weird considering what we saw. So
definitely a turnaround in the next couple days.
Absolutely. It's
all
good
right.
things.
Thank you, Drew. The Atlanta Hawks taking on LeBron James and the Cavs at Phillips. The highlights from the game are ahead. Plus, Georgia Tech took on number 22 Virginia in an ACC women's showdown. Chris Porter is putting the finishing touches on the sportscast, and he'll be pumping up the volume next in sports.
Oh man, I was seriously craving this. I woke up this morning with some crazy hunger pains.
You mean pangs?
Pangs? That's weird.
No, it's English.
Still think it's pains.
It's pangs.
Pains?
Pangs.
Pains.
It's pangs.
Whatever. They're gone now.
McDonald's makes mornings painless or pangless, and nothing fills you up like a hot, toasty sausage McMuffin with egg. Right now, get 2 for just $2.50.
It's pains.
You have pain.
You can sell your nutcracker if you buy your pecan trees from Tai Tai. This new Crackle pecan can be shelled just like a peanut. No other nursery has this exclusive pecan variety for sale. Now, due to limited quantities, we must limit the sale of this variety, 1 to a customer. But we have plenty of other varieties in sizes up to 12 feet tall. Tai Tai can ship your pecan trees immediately. Just write the postman a check tomorrow when you receive your trees.
It's a different world out there. So what's most important right now? Is it need versus want? Should we be thinking more long-term? Well, here's something you should take into account. There's one car that's been rated the most durable, long-lasting in its class. The Accord. Honda. Simple.
Lease a Honda Accord for $209 a month for well-qualified customers.
I'm Brigadier General Maria Britt of the Georgia National Guard. Georgia Guardsmen are now serving you at home and abroad. Here at home, families sometimes face emotional and financial hardships. The Georgia National Guard Family Support Foundation exists to help military families. By checking the block on your state income tax form marked National Guard Family Support Foundation, you provide support to our military families. Please check the box and help a military family.
Hawks and Cavs just wrapped up, and it was a good one.
Yeah, this one came down to the final possession. Did the Hawks win? Let's find out. The Hawks welcome LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers to Atlanta. The last time the Hawks and Cavs met, Mike Wilson's squad snapped Cleveland's 11-game win streak. We pick it up in the fourth quarter. Hawks up by 2 with under 2 minutes left. They get it in Joe Johnson's hand. Joe trying to go to work here on LeBron. Watch him go strong to the rack, but oh, he misses the dunk. But look what Marvin Williams has. A 3-ball right there, 87-82 Atlanta. The Cavs would answer right back. James to Delonte West. Goes left, stop, pops, and drops that jumper in right there, 87-84 Hawks. Under a minute left, same score. James spins, missing the shot, gets his own rebound. He finds Mo Williams, who's causing more problems. Drops the three-pointer in, game tied at 87. Under 10 seconds left. LeBron, he can win it. Here he goes. He's going to drive to the hole, but oh, he is fouled right here. He would go to the free throw line, make 1 of 2 shots. The Cavs are up by 1. Last chance for the Hawks. Joe Johnson, good night, game over. Drive home safely. He missed the 3. And the Cavs still a win on the road tonight. They beat the Hawks 88-87. Florida taking on Tennessee in Gainesville. The winner will be tied with South Carolina for first in the SEC Eastern Division. Ball's up by 10 when they get it into Smith. Gets Selena to fall right there. Tennessee's lead is up. They were up. Now they're up 10. But here comes Florida. Walker, the freshman from the corner. Gators only down by 7. This time the Gators are on the run. Nick Calathis is going to find Warner right here. Here's your rolling. Yeah, I might be for 3. And things are getting interesting. Ball's up by 4. Now they get it to Wayne Chisholm on the inbounds play eventually. There he is with the headband. He gets that point-blank jumper to fall. 71-65 balls under 40 seconds left. Florida down by only 3. They're going to try to tie it up here. There's Walker coming off the screen, but his shot is partially blocked there. And Tennessee would go on to win a big one on the road, 79-75. Senior day at the Thriller Dome in Atlanta as Georgia Tech said goodbye to seniors Jockwell Williams and Tabitha Turner. We get straight to the highlights. Mr. Collinsworth said Tech on the inbounds play. Foster turnaround jumper. Tech up by 11, but the Lady Cavs tried to keep it close. This is Ariana Moore right here for 3. Deal, no deal. That's a deal, my friend. But that would be as close as Virginia would get in the second half. Down the stretch, Tech played great. Williams right here, putting on for a city. Carly drops the 3-ball in right there. 67-56 Tech. Then Tech going to turn up the defense. They come up with a steal. That's Foster taking it from Georgia to California, coast to coast. 69-56 Tech, and Georgia Tech wins its 3rd straight. They beat the Lady Cavaliers 74-66. Matt Kenseth had been the man through the first 2 Sprint Cup Series races. Today, NASCAR rolled out to Las Vegas for the Shelby 427. And check this out. There's the man, Elvis. He's coming on the field in a parachute. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. We pick it up on lap number 7 in the red-hot Matt Kenseth with engine failure. Kenseth had to pit early on lap 4. He finished 43rd. 6 laps to go, and the 3-time reigning champion Jimmy Johnson spins out. Watch him spin across the track, and luckily he wasn't hit by an oncoming car. But the day belonged to this man, Kyle Busch, the hometown driver. He started at the back of the field due to engine trouble, but he's the first driver to win Las Vegas, starting technically from the pole. So, Carly, here's a day in sports, despite the snow.
Yes, you're busy with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, Chris.
All right.
It's not often you get to make a snowman in Central Georgia. We're checking out some of your snow shaping skills after the break.
With today's economy, there hasn't been a lot to celebrate. But recently, Congress voted to provide health care coverage for 11 million children, giving their parents one less thing to worry about. And Congressman John Barrow helped make it happen. Call Congressman Barrow today. Tell him thanks for standing up for our kids, and that now's the time to guarantee quality, affordable health care for all Americans.
Like a force of nature, drinking begins to destroy our world. Chaos surrounds us. Our lives become out of control. But the storm can end, Alcoholics Anonymous can help us weather the storm one day at a time. In the darkest days, there is hope. There is Alcoholics Anonymous. If alcohol has become a problem in your life, look us up in the phone book or visit aa.org. Alcoholics Anonymous. We can help.
All right, we're going to need to get you a feed of Doppler through this computer tower here. Future view, you're going to want that. That comes in handy. Severe weather warnings, got to have those. You know, it got me thinking, though, with all this stuff, you're going to need a meteorologist to interpret all this data for you. I weigh about 170 pounds. Hey, will you hold my umbrella for me?
Carry the forecast with you at 13WMAZ.com, MAZ Mobile, and these Cumulus radio stations. No heavy lifting required.
You know, on second thought, I'll walk. Weather coverage, straight from the heart.
When we get old, will you take care of me if I can't get around anymore?
Of course. We'll find a way. Are you going to take care of me if I can't see anymore?
I'll read to you every day.
And if one of us gets Alzheimer's disease, what then?
Call 1-800-437-2423 for a free booklet on caring for your loved ones from Alzheimer's Disease Research.
Welcome back. Many of you were excited by the snow. Folks tried their hand at making snowmen.
I was excited, Carly. Sheila Farrell sent us this picture of her grandson. Dylan made his first snowman.
That snowman's almost as big as him.
Yeah, it's a good looking one there. Patricia Walker sent us this picture of her snowman. She named him Mr. Sutton.
Very
nice
good.
One too.
I like all those snowmen. Okay. Share your snow pictures too. Add them to the galleries on 13WMAZ.com. And so what's in store for everybody getting ready to go to bed and wake up, brave the roads tomorrow?
Well, try to stay indoors and don't go out on the roads if you don't have to, especially tonight. Just stay indoors. But if you do have to go to work in the morning or school, although it looks like a lot of places are closed, you can be very, very careful because there could be some icy patches on the roadway. Could be some black ice that you couldn't see because they're expecting to get down to the mid to upper 20s. So we want to be careful with that. We will eventually warm up to the upper 40s. Very windy tomorrow, but lots of sunshine and eventually seeing highs in the 70s by the end of the week.
All right, and we do want to remind you, it came in pretty late, but Hancock County schools are also closed tonight. We didn't say that earlier, but Hancock County, you will not have school.
I bet
public
the students
school
won't be complaining.
tomorrow. I know, everybody was calling in the newsroom today wondering if they had school or not. So Hancock County, you're out of it. All right, thanks for joining us tonight. Stay up to date with your local news 24/7 on 13WMAZ.com.
We'll see you at 5 a.m. for First Morning.
No law call tonight. It's canceled. Andy Griffith is up next. Stay warm and safe.
After a car accident, Linda Davis needed CPR.